And then here is a clap. Oh, that's a good one. Second clap. Okay, everyone, take two. This is actually the second time we try to record this podcast. I'm here in Dubai, as you can see, with Prince Fahad, the local, and he is the current UAE champion, and he has a very, very specific style in freestyle.
Yep.
One of my favorites, to be honest. Just tell the people out there about yourself.
What up, everyone? It's your boy Fahed, aka Ballstar. I'm from Dubai, based in Dubai. I lived in the US for many years. Honestly, thank you so much for having me in this podcast. It's been a pleasure. I know we wanted to do this for a long time, but now we're making it, so
yeah, it's good because we kind of had a hiatus. It's been 2 months since I uploaded a podcast last time, and I said it will be monthly, so we're gonna try. Hopefully this month there will be 2 in that case. And I really do apologize for the sound. We really wanted to make this podcast happen. That's why we found this dope spot right with the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, in the background. And as you can hear, the voice is not the best, so apologies for everyone with headphones. Cars are running by, and it's a little bit of a noise in the background, but I hope nonetheless that this will be a dope conversation, because what we're gonna have a conversation about today is conversations in general. So we've been hanging out all day today. We've been freestyling with Amar and jamming a little bit, filming a little bit, and we came into a great discussion about discussions, a conversation about conversations, because right now in the freestyle climate, in the community, we're not having enough discussions and conversations like with each other about freestyle.
Yeah, I think that's something really important, and honestly I want to thank you for doing such a thing, because it's so important for any culture and for freestyle culture, of course. If we want to build a culture, if you want to build any culture, you have to have differences. You have to have people with different opinions, and in order to discuss that, you need to do something like this, where people can just have pure conversations. They can raise questions. Everybody can like say their opinion. Yeah. And at the end of the day, like, we all have differences. Everybody do things. We all grew up differently. We all have different cultures, and we do freestyle in a different way. So
yeah, that's exactly what this podcast is for.
Yeah.
This is not just a conversation with me and Fahad, it's actually also with you. So any questions or anything that you wonder about, leave it in the comments down below, because we're gonna have a conversation about conversations. So the thing is that if we want the community to grow, the sports to grow, competitions to grow, and stuff like that, we need to have conversations about it, because it's not all about, like, on social media, what I see nowadays is basically people not being able to take criticism, for example. Not that I'm going to say that people should criticize people all the time, but
but you have to, at some point you have to accept differences, and honestly, if we're all the same, then it's just, there's no point for us to be like, to just even discover something in ourselves. Like, at some point everybody should look at others and should listen to the opinions of others, and they should even say their opinion. Obviously, like, I know, like, so many people, they don't even, some people don't know me, but some people do, but you know, the way I do freestyle and the way I even was introduced to freestyle was really different. Freestyle to me means so much, of course, but at some point I realized that it's really different to how people view freestyle.
Yeah, because everyone has their own definition of freestyle, and in order to differentiate in the different freestylers, we need to have a definition of freestyle.
Yeah.
And we're not going to go into that, because that's like an endless conversation that will end in no answer at all. Because everyone has different opinions and stuff like that. But this conversation needs to be. We need to have this conversation.
So if you're out there, wherever you are, you should always speak up. You should always think about how important your opinion is, and how, and it's a way for you to respect your your own opinion, of course,
and your own craft.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, at the end of the day, I would say everybody should always remember to speak up.
Yeah. That's also like that. I mean, we're having a conversation. I've been saying that a lot of times now, but a lot of the conversation and the questions and controversies that has been happening in the freestyle community lately has all been raised on Instagram in the comment sections there.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not really the best platform for a conversation.
Yeah.
For example, just to bring an example into this, me versus Hero K in the Asian Pacific Championships, we got KVP versus VLO, who KVP thought he won, and then we got the biggest blunder of all time, maybe, which was Boyka versus Kid in the Colombian champs.
Yeah.
All of these battles or controversies need to be addressed in some way, even though you like wholeheartedly disagree with KVP or me or with Boyka or the judges or whoever. I think you should voice your opinion without being a dick.
Yeah.
I think you should be able to say what you think, lay out your arguments to why you think this, and then try to have a humane and like civilized conversation with other freestylers.
Yeah. Well, since we already went into this judging discussion, I think that before we even start like hey, what's up, man? What's up, bro? So before we even have a discussion about like judging, what we need to do is we need to have a serious conversation, and we need to discuss what the fundamental meaning of a freestyler and what does actually freestyle mean. Mm-hmm. And we have to establish a clear meaning to that everybody can be in the same page. Otherwise, then if we keep arguing, we're going to have inconsistent definitions.
And then an inconsistent definition is then going to lead to inconsistent judgments because everyone is not on the same page.
Yeah, so for example, I would say this guy did creative stuff, but for others, the definition of creativity is inconsistent, so they will disagree.
Yeah.
And difficulty can be in the same thing, control, all these things. So we're gonna have this dead end where we're just gonna stay in the same circle where everybody's just gonna disagree and disagree and disagree.
Yeah.
And I honestly suffered from that because sometimes I had so many experiences where I thought that I should win, or I thought that I deserve something more than I actually got. But at the end of the day, I realized that we were all not on the same page. Like maybe we need to work more on that. And that's really important. That's why I started looking into other cultures, and I realized that like so many other cultures had the same exact problem. Maybe they were a little bit ahead of us. They started solving the problem maybe earlier, which is normal. But at least now I feel like the problem can be solved. And once we have more talking, more conversations, then we can all slowly be on the same page. I looked at other cultures. I talked to a lot of other people from other cultures, like dancers, musicians, designers, models. It's the same thing. Every culture has similar problems. Like it's not like we're just all like complicated or anything. That's completely normal.
Yeah.
So we have to know that. We have to establish that.
And I mean, this is not a one-time thing that you solve like this. It's not like fixing a sink or something.
Yeah.
It's basically a process that we need to go through in a long time. It's nothing that will be solved today with this podcast. We just wanted to raise this little conversation about conversation so that you have an extra think about what in the freestyle community do you feel like is kind of odd or strange that you have an opinion about. Voice it. But we need to have a platform, and I think that first of all, like if we're starting right now, the comment section in this video is going to be a good way to start, and then hopefully in other freestylers will have more like more videos where they talk about their opinions about freestyle and stuff like that.
And it's also a good way to expose our true culture to just general audiences, because if we just pick up the ball and do tricks and people don't know our like what we go through, our personal life, and who we are like as a community or as a culture, then I would say like so much of our value will be lost. People will miss out on so many things. You know, at the end of the day, like we all can connect ourselves to other cultures, of course, but we have to develop our circle first. We have to start in our own platforms, our own people, and then we can keep going. Like we can connect ourselves to other things.
Yeah, we need to work on our own backyard first.
Yeah.
So now that we have this little, like, not disclaimer, but like this thing said.
I hope that's clear though.
Yeah.
Because
I hope, like, I know it's a lot of general speaking here, and I hope that you understand that we don't exactly know where we want to come with this, but we want stuff not to change, but to be more talked about. So,
exactly.
So what else do you want to raise? Like, here you go. We have a platform. We just hit 20,000 subscribers, which is dope ass. So
shout out to the guy.
Now we have a platform. We have a few viewers that actually are interested in the shit that I do. So, I mean, is there anything you want to raise in this like podcast? Because I came into this thinking like, let's just sit down, have a conversation, chat about life.
Well, honestly, like, the things we can talk about are endless. I can sit down here all day, maybe all week, and just keep talking. But what maybe some of the things that I've been noticing recently is freestyle has been getting a lot of exposure, which is good. We're becoming more popular in terms of like as a freestylers, but like we're becoming more like freestyle is becoming more known. But I realized that many times people have not been. Oh, so many cars here. And like, yeah, it's crazy.
I apologize once again.
Yeah, I realized that a lot of people in the freestyle community are not paying attention to who the audiences are. So, the reason why I'm saying this is because I as a freestyler, I know the true value of freestyle to the world and to us in general. But what I want to see more is people having their audiences with more quality, like for example, instead of just sharing or exposing yourself to just people that you're not really interested in, then I would prefer that people are connecting with other people with more value, like, because what I think is freestylers can connect to other popular culture, like for example music, film, dance, fashion, all this stuff, but it's not really being done the right way. That's something that I always look forward to, and I hope it happens in the future, man.
I mean, there has been a few collaborations here and there, but I mean, in this day and age, it is so difficult to keep up, because I mean, freestyle is a form of content that is like, it's easy to produce, but if you want like high quality freestyle content, it is extremely difficult to produce, and especially at that rate that you are like kind of obligated to do nowadays, because people's attention span is like it's there, like 10 seconds clips on Facebook of cats pissing in owners' faces. That's like what people watching on Facebook nowadays. But
yeah, it's crazy. But I think that's the challenge, because I think at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what you to people. Of course, it doesn't really matter what you do, but what you really should pay attention to is the meaning behind your own craft.
Yeah, like why do you do it?
Yeah, why do you do it? Like, you should always go back to the day you started freestyling, or the day you started like being interested in something, and that's something that you should always focus on, because it meant at that point in your life when you started freestyle, for example, it meant so much to you, and that's something that you should always highlight. There should be so much meaning to the content that people should expose to the world.
So let me ask you a question, because this is something that I've been thinking about myself actually, like how much should you cater to your audience? Like obviously I have my audience here, and you guys tell me what you want to see from me, because sometimes I actually ask what you guys want to see from me. A lot of you guys say tutorials, but I've been doing tutorials on a different channels like for 3 years now, and you can go watch it there. And I love making vlogs. I love making like these types of podcasts. But how much do you think you should listen to your audience about what they think? Because at the end of the day, it's you who are creating the content, and you want to make what you want to make. You know. Yeah. So how much should you cater to your audience, in your opinion?
That's something that's honestly, that's a really difficult question, because that's something that I've always been thinking about. I've always had like my own concepts or my own way of doing things, but at some point I realized that maybe not everyone really get it. So
you're like the Rick and Morty of freestyle. People don't get you in the same way you
do. Bro.
IQ 1000 to be able to get Fahad.
Bro, it's not even about that. It's maybe I'm not finding the way. Maybe it's my problem, because
maybe you're not conveying like your own message in the way that you want people to understand you.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's a difficult thing. Like, I don't think I'm able to, even in my vlogs where I'm able where I'm able to talk freely and do whatever I want to, but I still feel like I'm holding back on the real PWG, for example. There's a lot of stuff that I love that I've never told you guys, and I think that in the same way, like we know that you're interested in fashion and like and stuff like that, but we need to know why, and like who is Fahad, and what's his like interest in design. Like obviously, if you didn't know, by the way, he's the co-owner with Danny Miller of Foreign.
Foreign is also, if you don't know, Foreign is the first streetwear brand in freestyle, and it's a project I started because of that, because of these things, because I realized that I wanted to do something for people where they can start to understand other parts or other sides of freestyle. And that comes back to the question you asked me, like how much can you cater to people? I think you can do anything you want, but it's your job to put stuff in a way where people can absorb and understand. So maybe people will like anything. It just depends on how you
convey it.
And how you present it. And I think that's something that once you solve that problem, then you have new ideas. So when you work your way to any project or any content or any trick that you want to do, the way that you want to do it, when you do it in a way that people will understand, then you're basically solving a problem and you're creating a new idea at the same time.
And then again, you're also like, you're making yourself happy by doing the content that you like, and you're also catering to your audience.
Yeah, of course.
So you're killing two birds in one stone, right?
Yeah. I don't know if some people experience that, but there was a time where, like, for example, I wanted to do a trick, right? And when I wanted to do it, I couldn't go to the position that I want to go to, because it would be too complicated to do something that, first of all, I don't know exactly how to do. So what I wanted to do is create like transitions that leads me to the position I want. And these transitions were something new. So like that comes back to the first thing we were talking about. It's just something that you have to figure out yourself, and just by you, that's the problem that you want to solve, that's gonna lead you to the next level, to other steps, of course.
I think like this is like I know this conversation is all over the place, and it's like it's very random, but like these are just random thoughts of two guys sitting in Dubai and like just trying to figure out where we are in life, and like,
exactly,
and where freestyle is in its age. Like freestyle professionally has been going on for like what, 18 years more even. There has been freestyler for way longer than that, and like in this day and age we are, you know, freestylers are getting big. You got people like Andrew and Sean and like Tobias and people all over the world doing good stuff, like getting millions of views on their Instagram posts. They're getting views on their videos on YouTube. And I mean, we just have to remember why we started, as you said. Like we need to remember our roots. Like remember the times when you were in your backyard or at the street where you lived, and like
without that you would be nothing, man. You would be nothing.
And now we're here. I mean, we're in Dubai chilling.
It's been really nice, man. Like lately I would say that, even though honestly I would say the freestyle has been quite dead in terms of like actual freestyle, but it's been I've been having good experiences, man. I enjoy just hanging out with freestylers. Like this thing is always gonna be like something that I will never forget, and I will never leave. Of course, hanging out with you. We've been in so many countries before, like Vietnam, Prague, USA, and just multiple times, and now in Dubai.
I mean, these are the types of experiences that you will, you know, value for the rest of your life. And I mean, I don't know where we want to go with this, but I mean, it's just a nice thought, you know? It's just a nice thought.
There's something that I want to talk about, honestly. This
Wait, like, let me just restart this. We're back and we're back again. So, as I mentioned before, we got this, like, what, 25-minute limit on my camera, so I need to restart it every, like, 20 minutes just to be sure.
Shame on your camera.
I know, man. But
so there's something that I wanted to talk about. Like, of course, like you know, when you go out and perform, and whether it's a show or you're competing or you're jamming somewhere, there's something that everybody has in common where we like put out our energy, but at the same time, like people are not paying attention to their outfit, their look. So what do you think about that? I want to hear your opinion.
Oh, so what you mean is like the general fashion sense of freestylers. And as you see, like you can see Fahad from top to toe here. He nitpicked his outfit before he came out.
It's effortless, but man.
Like, because you made this outfit, like you have this in mind since a year back.
It's kind of. It's like it's a way for, like honestly, it's similar to freestyle. Like you start to create one trick, which is maybe like an outfit or an idea, and then you have multiple different sets.
So this is your no-touch combo here with A-Ape, Nike FC with your own little custom made here, and you know, pants on and Nikes on your feet. Like for me, I'm just this is a broken combo. I'm like wearing ultra boost. I've got my suit pants and like a cheap t-shirt.
That's your style.
It's like, my style. I'm breaking my combos.
I think there's you know what I noticed so far. Like I think freestylers are there is a potential outfit or style for freestylers. What I see many people, like recently people are carrying ball holders with them. I think that's so stylish. Like that's
this one, right? The Keycraft, which is
ball holders are like a definition of like
a freestyler.
A freestyler walking in the street.
By the way, if you want to get one, I will leave a link to Kcraft's website in the description, because they are like if someone wears that on the street, you know that guy's a freestyler. And I think like I'm not the best fashion advisor when it comes to freestyle, because coming back to the question, what you think about what I think about like fashion sense in freestyle, and the guy we said hi to before, he works in a really dope clothing store over there, and he said that he doesn't like how many freestylers dress, because many people dress like football players, and we are not football players. And you have your own fashion sense. Some other freestylers have their own fashion sense, but you know, generally a lot of people wear like football shorts and a football T-shirt, and I mean, I think it's fine. Like in if we're training and everything, it's dope. But when you're performing, I think it would be cool to have like some sort of fashion sense. But
you have to have your, like, you have to not only you don't actually, you don't have to wear something crazy or something uncomfortable to you, or maybe you don't have to do something where you don't feel comfortable. But what you need to do is you need to care more. You need to pay attention to your look, your outfit, because at the end of the day, like, whether you like it or not, it's part of your energy that you put out to the people around you. Yeah, because everyone, like, when you're performing, when you're freestyling or putting clips on the internet, you are basically putting yourself out there. You're putting the sport out there. You're basically endorsing what everyone here stands for. And like, that's why I put a lot of effort into the the content that not a lot of effort, but you know, quite amount of effort into the content that I create, because I want freestyle to be put in a good lighting. Yeah, exactly. Because, you know, man, like, it's when you're performing, you're doing a set somewhere, like, it's if you don't look good, then like there's something missing. I think there is something. And even if you're like so confident about yourself and the way you look, it happened to me, even like my level changes, like even the way I move with the ball, like it changes when I have when I'm confident about how I look, and that's part of your energy, and it comes back to your freestyle as well. So, but what do you think? Like, do you think that we should all have like some time to think about our own fashion sense in freestyle and then try to adopt that into our freestyle? Or should we have some kind of unified look in freestyle? For example, like, at least before, like in the 90s and early 2000s, you could see who is a skater without them carrying a board, you know? You can see, like, by the, you know, the baggy jeans and the big, the baggy, like, what do you call it, cargo pants as well, and the big shoes and like oversized T-shirt and Vans and like etnies and all these. Like, well, I think we have to have a little bit of both. And because you know, like, I definitely don't think it would be good to all look the same or have a unified look, but at least of course, it's so much better to have diversity, but at the same time, it would be good to create a look for a freestyler. Like that's why I was talking about the keycraft, because it gives you a vibe that if freestyle didn't exist, then probably the keycraft wouldn't exist, because you wouldn't. Well, for other sports maybe. Yeah, you wouldn't need to carry your ball everywhere. No, because somebody else will bring your ball to the field if you're a footballer. But if you're a freestyler, you need to carry your ball, and that's part of your outfit. That's part of your style. But I think also that thing is good. But I also think that what you're doing with Foreign, what Tobias is doing with For Freestyle, what Steve is doing with Swirl, we got Ruchu with Alternative Soccer, and there's so many other like up and coming freestyle brands. That's amazing. I would love to see that. It's amazing to see that, and even me, I got my own clothing brand coming up very soon. Hope you are ready for it. But I think that really, I didn't know. You didn't know? No. Damn. Okay. So I'm keeping it secret for now. But I'm really excited to show you guys what I got in the locker. We're definitely gonna collaborate. And hopefully in Super Bowl this year, I'll have my first product out. But I think the thing is that if we all like push and create, like, you can, like, I can see, if I see someone here in Dubai who's wearing a Swirl shirt, I would most likely take for granted that guy or girl is a freestyler, 100%. And I think that it's a good thing. I really do.
but I also think that we need more of this.
Yeah.
We need a bigger identity when it comes to like clothing.
Yeah, and we also need to. Wait, I'm waiting for this bike to move. It's so loud. We also need to pay attention to the way. we need to also care about the way we and how we push our brands.
Yeah.
Can you leave, please?
It's not the best place to record a podcast, honestly.
All right. I hope that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Well, basically, what I wanted to say is like, whether it's any brand, like you wanna create like an idea, you wanna take the true culture and put it in like a piece. Maybe I'm not doing it best, but what I'm trying to do is take other brands and look at other brands, of course, like, you know, streetwear, fashion, high-end brands, and I want to take the way they're doing, the way they're creating these pieces, even as like simple thing as a T-shirt, and I want to do it in a way where it highlights what freestyle life is,
and what it means.
Yeah, and what it means, of course.
And I don't think it's not only enough to look at other like designers and stuff, but I think it's very important to look at other subcultures.
Yeah.
Because as I said with the skating, you can differentiate a skater in the 90s from a football player in the 90s, for example. You can see the big difference by how they dress. And even now, when parkour and free running is becoming like a huge thing worldwide, I think it's really cool to see that they are having their own like way of dressing.
Yeah.
Like obviously now you got like these huge jogging pants that they have, and there's massive oversized T-shirts, and they're very comfortable, like pumped up shoes.
Yeah, it comes back to the way you like what comes when you like go out for a session or something. You wear something comfortable, but then that ends up being the style of a freestyler.
Yeah,
and
I mean, like we do have our own identity right now, but
we need to work on it more. But it's still kind of like early.
But the thing is, right? There's two sides of this, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right. So you can see it the way like, okay, many freestylers dress badly, but then again, that like some stuff could become like a trademark for you. And the first thing that comes into mind is Ars from Russia. And I like his like bright yellow or bright green shorts. Like if he would look at this and say, okay, I'm gonna change into black, I'm gonna say no, Ars, you stay with your bright colors, because it is a part of the brand that is Ars.
Yeah. And I think that's good.
Because he's finding his own, like, this is what I think is comfortable, and I stand out, like, out of the crowd with this look. So when people see from afar, they only see the yellow shorts. Oh, okay, that's Ars. And honestly, in parkour, like, I'm getting into like following the parkour world a lot. There is a Ukrainian, I think it is, a Ukrainian free runner called Alexander Titarenko. His nickname is Blue Shorts. His nickname is Blue Shorts because he wears blue shorts quite a lot. Even when he's not wearing blue shorts, he's called Blue Shorts. And
that's so funny.
And it doesn't fall hand in hand into the regular parkour look. Like, not obviously everyone dresses like with the baggy jogging pants, sweatpants, but he has made a trademark out of the blue blue shorts, and I think that Ars is doing the same thing with the bright yellow. MP did the same thing with the yellow.
But you know what would be so whack? Where people will start wearing yellow shorts or blue shorts just to be that guy. And I think that's where the problem is. Like,
I mean, I have bright green shorts at home, and I wore it a few times. I trained with it a few times, but I don't think like I'm trying to nest into Ars's like domain by trying to take his style or whatever. But I think like if you copy too much of someone else's fashion sense or even freestyle, you're going too far.
Yeah, but so the lesson is like I think it's something really important, which is just embrace your own style, embrace the comfortable side where you feel best, and that's something that's part of you, And that's probably what differentiates you between others.
And that goes not only into the fashion sense, but also into your own freestyle, like how you move on stage and stuff like that.
And you're I would say like it's a cliche originality and all this stuff, but it's simple, man. Like who you are and what you do. That also comes back to your own heritage, your own culture, how you grew up, your family, your neighborhood. That's who you are. And when you start to look at others, or like start to put in effort where you try to deviate yourself towards a specific type, then you're just disrespecting your own roots. You're like devaluing yourself in a way. So like it's not like be original, all that stuff. Just like respect yourself. Like just always pay attention to the things that differentiates you between you and others.
That was very deep.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, so we went from Ars's yellow-green shorts into like a deep dive into the freestyle.
That's how it is.
I think this was a great conversation, and like for the fashion sense, do let me know in the comment section what you think about like not fashion, but how you dress. How important is it to have like your own unique style when it comes to how you dress and how you look when you perform, even when you're doing like tricks in your gym, or when you put out an Instagram clip. How important do you think it is? Like honestly, like just because Fahad said something, it doesn't mean that that's the law.
Yeah.
Like you can have your opinion, and I want you to voice it because this is where it's at. And I think we're khalas, we're finished. I think it was good. I mean, we started off very like all over the place, but I think we tied the knot nicely of the bag. That is totally random conversation, 8:30 p.m. in Dubai. I mean, thank you for, if you watched this far, I really appreciate you.
I hope you do.
And if you have like questions or like requests on what you want me to talk about in the next podcast, who you want me to bring on the next podcast, do let me know what you think about conversations about conversations. Do we need to have them, or should we just shut the fuck up and not talk about any of this ever again? Or how should we do it? What do you think about judging, and what do you think about fashion sense? Do give this video a thumbs up, and also a big thumbs up to Ars's shorts for actually being a very solid like point in this video. And I'm absolutely not mocking his shorts.
No, of course. I respect everything he does.
Like
100%.
To be honest, let's just, I'll link Ars's Instagram in the description as well, because he deserves way more followers than he has, and he needs motivation right now. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Go follow Fahad as well, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.